Gearhead Rob again with another tech video. This time I'm going to be covering the On3 Fox kit and showing you guys a preview of the twin turbo kit On3 has. The problem I have with the On3 twin kit is of course I believe it needs truly refined, so of course I'm going to be doing it with this build. Sorry Mike, I know I've been taking a while with your car, but literally I've been fighting through things and personal life sucks. I'm not going to get into that. Some of you on my personal Facebook already know what's going on with the boy and all that mess, and I'm not going to get into that. So here we have a custom build, but I'm going to get into the Fox single kit. A lot of guys, oh, you need all these other modifications. Look, it's a great idea to do head studs and fresh gaskets in an old car. If you're going to cam it, do an F cam. Stay away from the B. The stock cam works fine. It'd be a good idea to put some valve springs in anyway. Cushman makes the best lifters. Anderson's got some nice, great shelf cams if you're going to be doing that stuff too. But literally, you can make 500-600 wheel with a stock cam. Just keep turning the boost up. Now, of course, this is intercooler placement for like single and the twin kit. And we're going to get into the MAF flange. I always go with the HPX slot meters. Now On3 is selling, literally putting out all HPX E meters. Those things, I've had them over to 1,000 wheel in a 3-inch pipe. But this is flange, screws, and a pigtail if you have like an HPX meter already. I'm going to be breaking stuff up on the store more because you guys need more options. The flanges and the screws are on there in aluminum and cast for all the kits. This is just a flange. Of course, my little ARP header bolts that I use in my builds, as you can see, there's tons of clearance around the header bolts with these. Now this back corner on the twin kit, you're going to have to drill this second to back hole out some to get the bolt started, and of course start that bolt first along with a few of the other little tight ones like this one and this one. You can go in there and warm the pipe up and dimple it some more if you want, but you don't have to. MAF placement, of course the MAF flange needs to be like right in this range. Nice long straight section to it, and then it goes into this charge pipe. And I mentioned the charge pipe modification, and this one hasn't been done yet, so I'm gonna probably do a second video and show you how I do this pipe. But what I normally do is I cut it right here as to so I can bead roll this side of the pipe, and then this weld helps out hold the clamp. The hairspray trick, you can put the coupler on and then like dimple the pipe from the inside if you really want to get, you know, technical. And the reason for this mod is you only have to take out this section and pop the down pipe up on the single kit to get to the passenger side plugs. It's a great little mod, plus it helps line things up. Because if you look at the angle of this, it's just not quite right, because most of the time this pipe has to aim up a little bit to the throttle body coupler. And of course, that is not in the same angle as the way that's going to fall up before it starts hitting the bar. And of course, when you bend it straight to the pipe, oh look, now you can't, you know, it's a screwy angle for the throttle body for different intakes. So, also, if you have done like a Scott Rod fab panel, those guys do great stuff. That's what these are. These are the rivet ends. We painted everything. You can do the weld ends and smooth everything. I wasn't really going to spend the time. I have legitimately taken a Fox body and removed that lip across the firewall. Don't do it. Not recommended. Just trim it back and make it look pretty. But you can hold the charge pipe up in here then with the coupler on it and draw you a circle around it. And then take your little air saw drill you a hole. Take your air saw out to it and cut the hole out perfectly. Open it up a little bit more than what just the outside of your mark. And then the coupler fits through there perfect. And you can go like get some rubberized trim. I have some here. So that way you can take and rim the hole with some rubber. Now this is the On3 twin kit for the Fox. Low mount turbos, scavenge pump. It's a nifty little setup here you get with the scavenge tank for the pump. Now the only thing that bothered me about this kit is I get the good scavenge pump, but where the hell do they want you to mount it? There are no instructions for this kit, so yes, I'm writing some, of course. I'm also going to be taking and offering the kits with a couple of different selections of turbos. These are the 61 millimeter T4 journal bearings offered by On3. It's similar to like the 60 ceramic ball bearings, which I would swap to this from the Coyote kit. The 67s will fit this too. Of course, you'll have a housing option sizes with the T4 flanging. And really, this kit is not bad at all. I mean, it's designed around the UPR stuff. Downpipe clears pretty well. I don't have this passenger side in. I think it's where I hit a snag because I wanted to get the starter and everything in. But yeah, I got the upper section of the downpipe in. Of course, On3's using slip band sections through these sections of the downpipe. I would highly recommend doing like a V-band connection there. And then, of course, just like the other twin kits for the mod cars, it's got like a 2.5-inch H-pipe, I think. I don't know. I've had to clean up the shop here, so we had this kit spread all over the floor. I know there's an 8. I'm pretty sure there's an H-pipe with this kit. I'm pretty sure it's in that box. But, yeah, it's what the problem I'm having, and some of you guys, a lot of you guys are having the same problems with the dump tubes off all the wastegates. The problem with that is these flanges here are too thick. So either you're going to have to get these remachined down, or cut this off, take a beer over to your buddies that knows how to weld, and take the flanges from the gates that come with the gates and weld them to these little pipes. That's what you got to do. A lot of these kits are doing this. Now, as you can see, this is like an older unit. This is a stickered one anyway. Maybe some. Now, the 70mm used to look like this. It no longer looks like this. This is the 61. So, big housing, little housing. This has got the little housings on it, so we're going to try to spool this one up pretty good. It's Boss block car. Don't worry, guys. It's not a stock block. We're not going to split it. But that's the charge pipe mod. Single kits, of course, 3-inch, 4-inch intercoolers. These are the intercooler brackets that are on the store. They work. I mean, they put the intercooler about right where they need to be. Blow off valve lands there. Of course, we got twin kit. We've got a double coupler coming in from both turbos and another charge pipe. What I'm trying to iron out is like the radiator hose routing, because we're right here in front of the turbo. I don't want to get into the belt area, and yeah. Now we've got all the oil feed and drain lines plumbed on this, and I'm gonna show you guys what I do. I don't do the T's. I take the log out and drill it and tap it for oil feeds. So I'm probably going to end up doing some custom hoses on this setup, just so I ain't got mile-long stuff like I got going on here. Come off of there with a straight and a 90 and just make some hoses for these. Now these turbos sit weird with this kit, so you got to clock them for the fitting. I don't know if I can get down here and see this, but yeah. We're really close in this area, and that fitting in the housing does not get along. So, the drains actually work great, though. So, I'm just going to have to figure out sump pump placement and go from there with it. 4-inch intercooler, guys, if you're going above 600. I mean, now they have a new 5-inch Outlaw intercooler. I don't know if the brackets are going to work with that. Now, and this is what I was talking about with a couple of other guys too, is this is how the AC condenser kicks out at the bottom of the core support and leans in, because it tucks up, and how it shoves the intercooler out. LX guys, trimming. Even with no AC, you still got to trim. So, that's one of the things that I see on the On3 kits, installing these on a bunch of different cars. So we've got a stock block E85 car that makes 600 foot-pounds. I made another video the other day of the split block laying over here. I haven't pulled it and inspected mains, but I'll be interested to see if the second journal back is going to be worn highly or not. So, and here's a sneak peek of a custom one. BP Autosports. Thanks, Alex. Shit looks great. A lot of On3 pieces we've been collecting over the years. Just throw some shit together. But yeah, there's going to be a lot more tech videos. I'm going to get into a lot more. I've got another Turbo Fox in the back I've got to get to. It's going to be strapping down a dyno. We're going to see if the stock bottom end stays together for it. We're going to set it at like 400 wheel and let the guy have it and see if he kills it. So, coming up with the radiator tube thing, that's going to be the next biggest challenge that I've been fighting with, because I want to go down and under and over and up. I could try to do this with like a 90, a 15, and probably a 120 piece of pipe. I mean, we're going to come up with something, and I'm probably going to replicate it. But the thing with this car is it's got K-member spacers to bring it down a little bit more too. So, guys, now I'm going to cover this kit that used to run around with this big 10-rib AC compressor. That's for a 134 conversion. It's CJ Pony Parts and a couple other places sell it, but they stopped selling it because it doesn't fucking work. All the stock components are available for the stock Fox AC system. I mean, yeah, high pressure cycling switch was a good idea. I like this hose because it routes it away from the turbo kits. I'm going to try to see if I can't come up with something like this, though, to work with the other turbo kits, since the one line comes right through here and then the other compressor line comes through here. I'll try to get better pictures of when I do. I got a Fox going together with an R block. We're going to turn it up and see how far we can stretch the 67 single kit. Of course, this kit comes with the alternator bracket too. So we're going to have 80s, 85. It's got a big pump and a fuel pump controller in the back too. So, of course, fuel system fed as normal. I try to come in from the front on both, but I'm going to get some dog leg rails. I just don't like the way this Aeromotive ones run into the rail. I want to feed from the front. No, I don't want to go from the center. Although that works well, but I'm just freaky about plumbing from the front, returning from the rear. And this is another thing. I'm going to get into another video here on On3 fuel systems here in a bit.